Apparently. Approaching that minute. Approaching that minute. They told me to let them all get linked in because the stream doesn't go right until every page you got linked in goes up. Brother Knowledge. What's up, cuz? What's up, Free? Appreciate y'all checking in early. I need to know how things are. I need to know if things are clear. If they're not clear, I'm going where the area I'm going through. I really don't want to do it. I mean, I'm just up Michigan, but if it ain't clear, I don't want to do it. Happy Juneteenth, brother. It's not really happy, though. I'm not really happy about it, but, you know, I'm not going to be disrespectful. Immediately, I need to know when it's not clear so we can start tracking these spaces where I'm at. I don't go nowhere else, so I know where not to be when I'm streaming. We lose valuable time, valuable content just based on our signal. We don't need to do that. So, yesterday, I saw a total loss of confidence for black men at the hands of a black child. And I see this a lot. I mean, I see black children lose confidence. What an asshole. Y'all doing this peeling out and all this shit. And it was only like 30 yards ahead of me, but he did it and then damn near hit the car that was turning, just to look cool. I can't wait till I see somebody skid into somebody so I can get out and just let them know how fucking stupid they looked from the beginning until the crash. And I won't even care about the injuries at that point because you fucking shouldn't have did it. You want to go do your dragging and drifting and all that shit? Get out into a field somewhere. Not on 12 in the business district. This isn't the place for that shit. But you dumb motherfuckers, you want to show off your Hellcats. You want to show off your Chargers, your Challengers. That motherfucker had a vet. He actually had a vet. Wasn't new. But he must have got it souped up enough so he could do his thing. Damn near hit an oncoming car. Which could have cost that person their life because you want a trick. Because that ain't nothing but a trick move. All this drifting and drafting and whatever they fuck they doing out here ain't nothing but trick shit. And when people die, y'all be standing over them. Oh man, gone too soon. Gone too soon. No. Nigga went when he was supposed to go. Because he did that dumb shit. Who's gone too soon is that baby. And that mother. Maybe that father that was in the car that they hit. They're gone too soon. But the motherfucker who ran into them, nah, they ain't gone too soon. They went when they were supposed to go. They went when they did that fuck shit. You bitch-made punks. And it just don't make no sense why you do this shit in residential districts. Why you do this shit in business districts. Why you do this shit at all. I don't know why anybody does it at all. But the fact that y'all doing it, and you doing it to the point where it can actually endanger people, just baffles me. It baffles me. And there ain't enough police around to fucking police y'all idiots and try to fucking catch criminals. Police don't solve crimes. We can just hope that they catch the criminals after they commit the crimes. But now they're out looking for y'all dummies. Drifters, drag racers. Stupid motherfuckers. Anyways, can I get to my content at least? Because that's a motherfucker that some black child probably done lost confidence on that motherfucker too. Put all your money in your cars and your clothes, but you don't put shit in your goddamn kids. You bitches. Anyway, so I went to pick up some pizza for the fam last night. So I went to Blaze Pizza. We like Blaze Pizza. Universally, we like Blaze Pizza. There isn't like one, well, we like Maria's too. We like the liquor store pizza. But universally, we don't really like the same pizzas. But everybody likes Blaze, and they get their own personal items on their own personal pizzas. So I went there and did my thing. Got the family some pizza. I thought it was a fairly simple transaction, seeing that we get pretty much the same thing every single time. If I go there, we get the same thing. Natty, original crust, sausage and pepperoni, light cheese, Ray, chicken, bacon, lots of pineapple. And I gotta say lots, because if they don't put lots on there, I gotta tell them to put lots. Because you can't put lots on the online order, you can only do it face to face. So it's gotta be lots of pineapple. Me, you know, I'm gonna go with the carnivore, plus the spicy chorizo, green peppers and onions, mushrooms, sea salt and oregano with my cheese on top. Simple. 2 Bill Jerome's, 1 2-topper. Simple. When I got to cashing out, that's where my life got complicated. Now, life has been complicated with me before at the cashier window. Life has been difficult before, you know, whether I had enough money or not, whether I had to float a check. We don't do checks no more. Hell, whether I had to float a debit. But last night, I had the bread. I had the bread to pay for the pizza. I had the bread to pay for the dough. But it became difficult when we got to cashing out. And I had a young brother who he looked like he had been working on the pizzas for the most part, but you know, they all know how to do everything. So it's a good thing. My order was $27.40. I gave him 2 20s. $27.40, gave him 2 20s. I'm supposed to get $12.60 back. I immediately said, I just need a 10 back. I immediately said that. I just need 10 back. I wanted to make his life easy. It's my job to make his life easy. He makes me happy, I make his job easy. He tried to give me $22.60 back. He never actually handed me the money, but he was showing $32.60 as my change. Now, I know my order was $27.40, and I only gave him $40, so I only deserved back $12.60. He put into the cash register that I gave him $60, so I would have gotten $32.60 back. I'm walking this slow for two reasons. I want to make sure I'm clear, and I want to make sure you understand. This is a black man. I know I'm trying to get away from that term, but I'm using it just for brevity's sake. And it's a black child. Couldn't have been no more than 19, 20, maybe. Still a child. We rolling, we go along, we talking. I had already told him I just needed a 10 back. Now, if he had went and put 22.60 in the tip jar, that would have been on his ass. I knew I was only getting my rightful change back, but he was confused as to why I only needed 10 back. I said, well, you're going to put that 260 in your tip jar. And the 10 comes back to me, and that'll break out the 40. Well, no, you gave me 60. I'm like, no, I only gave you 40. But since he had punched it into the cash register, he was now superseding the cash register over me. I'm telling you I only gave you $40, but you thinking I'm giving you 60, gave you 60 because you put it in the register. Then he looked at the money, and he should have been able to tell the 220s were folded different than the rest of the money. My money's always going to be folded different than a motherfucker that gets give it to you off the street. It's a me thing, whatever. He went back and forth why he owed me $22.60. No, I just need a 10 back. Then he broke out his calculator and tried to run the transaction through his calculator from his phone. And he didn't know how to do the math. This is all documented. I'm sure when the manager goes back through this footage and looks and sees what the fuck happened here, he may never work the cash register again. And that's not my fault, because I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, get out the paint, let him ring somebody else up. But he insisted on going this route with it. So we kept going back and forth. And the person who's now on pizzas, young little Caucasian fella, he looks over his shoulder and he looks up, and then the young black kid said something to him. And he's like, he's right, bro. He's been right the whole time. Because he had been listening, but he hadn't really been right there. And he had seen what I was trying to tell the young brother. But the young brother didn't have no confidence in me. All the way to the point where he went to his phone, his smartphone calculator, and didn't even know how to do the math, which would have just been basic addition and subtraction, to where he came out with it. His confidence in me as a black man who's actually trying to give you a little bit of money on the side, a little tip, he had zero confidence in me. He had zero. He didn't have any confidence in the cash register because he had already screwed up the transaction, so it was done. And I told him, I said, all you got to do is give me $12.60 back. Your drawer will come out. See, I broke it all down at the beginning, but the little parts of the conversation, I told him, all you got to do is give me that back. The numbers don't matter. As long as your tape matches what you got in your drawer at the end of the day, you'll be good. Don't worry about that additional $20 that it says you're supposed to give me back. As long as you don't give me that $20 back, you good. He didn't believe me. We went back and forth. He pulled out his calculator. And then when the young little Caucasian boy told him that he's been right all along, just give him a 10 back, take the 260 out, he was good with it. He had to hear it from a white man in his demographic. I mean, what I do all this for? What I do all this for? What I go all gray like this for? What I do all this for? To be dumb? To be a derelict? I didn't stay long, but I stopped by the motherfucking school 2-3 days a week, easy. I made sure I was there at recess, and I made sure I was there at lunch. I ain't shitting on nobody that had to eat breakfast at the school, but I had breakfast at home. I ain't shitting on nobody that didn't have good lunch, but I had lunch money, not free lunch. And brought snacks. I don't need to cheat nobody. I don't need to cheat nobody. And bless Ray's heart. Ray said, well, maybe it's because customers are always looking to cheat the merchant. She really wants to believe the good in people. You know, she really wants to do that. I'll give her credit for that. But nah, baby, this ain't got nothing to do with him thinking that I'm trying to cheat him. He didn't believe me. He didn't believe in me. Because if I was trying to cheat him, and this how she know, she don't really know a real cheater. A real cheater slick talks you, talks real fast. Oh yeah, just go and give me that. We good. Yeah, okay, we good. No. I wasn't taking no money. I refused to take any money until he understood. I didn't want no money back. I just wanted my 10. See, if I had been saying, yeah, you owe me 22, that would have been on some different shit. But I wasn't on that. I was trying to help the brother out because I already know his performance on that cash register is scrutinized differently than anybody else's performance on that cash register. Any black kid getting on the cash register gets looked at and their drawer gets scrutinized twice as much than any other kid on the cash register. Argue with me. Them ain't white hairs, them wisdom hairs, knowledge. Them knowledge hairs. See, a lot of motherfuckers don't get this wisdom. A lot of them motherfuckers don't get that knowledge. They die when they shit's all black. That's why I don't mind when a motherfucker call me old. I'm like, yep, I'm good. I may be old, but at least I can write in cursive. At least I can count without a calculator. At least I know phone numbers without a phone log. I might be old, but I'm not dumb. And that's dumb. You're ignorant. Washtenaw County Service Center. They be servicing. Or I guess they do all that other parole shit and all that else. I just look at it as the jail. I know they do other shit there, but yeah, I forget they do all that. Got to go in there and pee and all that shit. Yeah, that's the spot too. You can go pee and flee. Look at your ass. Yeah, you wasn't supposed to cross that little boy. And see, if I'd have hit him, he's an Asian boy. If I'd have hit him, it would have been Asian hate. And he waved. He knew he was wrong running across that street. It said 25 seconds until he crossed the street. But he still ran across the street. And if I had hit him, it would have been a black Asian hate thing. But I slowed up. I didn't try to whip out there, just because I had the right of way. Truthfully, I think in Washtenaw County, pedestrians got the right of way no matter what. I think that's kind of a law around this bitch. If you're a pedestrian, you got the right of way no matter what. But yeah, where we at now, men, women, children of African descent, we literally don't have enough confidence in one another. We don't have enough confidence in one another to hold each other accountable enough to the point where he ain't gonna cheat me. He's trying to teach me. If you don't know and somebody else is trying to show you something, the least you can do is learn. Don't be oppositional just for sport. Don't be oppositional because you think you standing up for your generation. You ain't shit out in this bitch. And it ain't up to me to tell you that you ain't shit out in this bitch. But you ain't shit out in this bitch because you ain't did shit. You know, the average 18, 19-year-old out in this motherfucker ain't did nothing. They ain't did enough. But where we have failed as black men, that young black man should have been able to look me in my eye and see he's really trying to help me. He should have looked at me from a paternal standpoint. See, I don't know if his daddy's in his life. We didn't get that deep. We didn't get that deep. So I don't know if his daddy's in his life. I don't know if he got a stepdaddy. I don't know if he got an uncle, grandpa, anybody, any man in his life. If he's just being raised by a woman, she's probably teaching him how to be a great person, a strong person. Women can teach males how to be strong people, but only a man can teach a boy how to be a man. Argue with me if you want to. I'll show you some shit. I wasn't upset with him. I wasn't even disappointed in him. I was disappointed in the black men who let him down that led up to me. Because he done ran across plenty of black men in his life, and nobody put their arm around his collar and said, come here, man. Let me holler at you. Let me teach you some things. So he would have had the trust to know that I was coming at him as a genuine spirit and to say, hey, he's on my side. He's on my team. He didn't know. He didn't know I was on his squad. He didn't know I was on his team. He didn't even know at the end when the boy said, when the boy said, he's been right, bro, all the time. He didn't even know how to say, I'm sorry, sir. I just wasn't getting it, and I just asked my coworker, bam, bam, bam. Or I'm sorry, man. Or I'm sorry, nigga. He didn't say nothing. He just gave me a sheepish, beta male looking look. And he handed me back to 1260. Because at that point, he probably figuring, why the fuck would I tip him? He didn't even believe what the fuck I was saying. But I wasn't going to renege on the tip. I wasn't going to renege on the tip just because he was ignorant. Why would I renege on the tip? They still got a job to do. That 260 wasn't just for him. That was for everybody that was popping. The person who took the order, the person who put the cheese on the pizza, the person who did the items, him cashing out, and the person who's going to put my pizza in the box. They got to split that 260 up. That 260 ain't shit. And I can't let him fuck up their money. Unfortunately, because it is a black thing. And it shouldn't be that way. But because it is, we got to deal with what we got to deal with. I'm hoping that somebody puts their arm around that youngin before it gets too late, to where he only can validate truth through a white man. Wasn't nothing wrong with that, because that youngin could have came up there and been like, he could have minimized him. Oh man, you don't know what you're doing here? Come on, man, I'll take care of it. He didn't do that to him. He tried to guide him through just as I tried to guide him through. He had to say a lot less than I said. And then he just basically said, he's been right the whole time. I'm going to leave this one to this one, because I got so much other shit that I want to unpack about Juneteenth, the canceling of Father's Day. I got a lot to unpack. And when I'm done unpacking, y'all gonna swear I'm a trip. I'll be back shortly. One love.